Woo! What's going on, everybody? And welcome back to another episode of Lovely Night for It. I hope I have my microphone on. It looks like I do. I decided to go with video this time, although it doesn't look as clear as it did when I was testing it out. But you know what? It's better than nothing. How's it going, everybody? I say as if you can answer me back. So, past week or so has been kind of strange. I, uh, I punched a hamburger the other day. And don't worry, I'm going to give you a bit of backstory on why I would punch a hamburger. So, I don't know how a lot of you would react in this situation, but you ever get multiple orders wrong when you order food? Like delivered to you, I mean. That happened to me in one 2 hour block. So I tried ordering from a local restaurant one weekend. It might have been a Saturday, I think. Doesn't really matter, does it? And about 30 minutes later, I get an alert that says, "Sorry, your order was just canceled." Like they didn't tell me right away as soon as it was canceled that it never went through. It went through. They took my money, and then I was waiting and waiting and waiting, and it never arrived. So, pretty upset about that. I go on and try to order something else from a different restaurant. And when I do, instantly rejects. Can't order food. At this point, I'm freaking out. I've been hungry all day. I hadn't eaten yet. So, I finally put in an order to my local Denny's. And I actually call them up, confirming that my order went through. And the lady on the other line is acting like I am a fucking idiot because, not knowing the backstory, if I put an order through and then you get a call going, "Did my order go through?" You kind of come across as a fucking idiot, don't you? So, but it was confirmed it went through. And maybe it was 40 minutes later because the driver had to, there's some kind of delay. Of course there was, because there always is. My food gets to my house. I'm sitting there ready to dig right the fuck in. And I pull out my burger. It's my custom burger. Great, perfect. I ordered two other things. I think it was hash browns and some cheesy cheddar tot things. What do you care? These are details that don't really matter. I'm going to get to the burger punching. So, everything else is wrong. I stare at my food in my hands, in the bag. I get so frustrated. I just take the burger that is in my hand, open, unwrapped, and I guess I just lost my mind. I'm not normally violent. I don't usually have outbursts. I mean, when I was like 12, I used to get mad at video games. I think I punched a hole in the wall when I was like 14. That was 10 years ago. So I really don't get these sort of outbursts. And I just was ready to die. So I took the burger and flat on the top, hit it so hard I didn't know this could happen because the burger was sort of moist from the steam. I know a lot of you are going to hate that word, moist. And when it does that, when it's like that, it will crumble into dust. So when I punched the top of a hamburger, totally exploded everywhere. It went everywhere. And just in case you didn't notice, this is the big thing. That was the only item of my order that was correct. All the other shit that was wrong didn't fucking punch out with that. No boxing match with the weird little tater things that weren't my tater tots. They were just chunks. Also, on the other hand, I know that I'm just kind of a picky, childish asshole, but you know what? If it hadn't been my third order, if I wasn't waiting all day, I probably would have been like, I'm mad. I'll send the report that it was wrong in the review, and I'll deal with it. Honestly, I could have eaten it, but I was so frustrated with the fact that it was wrong that all sense is left. And I don't know why. And you know what? I actually have notes. Some of you might remember when I used to use notes doing my early podcasts. I decided to bring them back because I will get off track too easily. So I also have been interviewing with different jobs out of state, because I want to escape this hellhole called Rhode Island that I've lived in my entire life and flee to a woodsy, isolated paradise, namely New Hampshire. I have wanted to move to New Hampshire since I was a teenager in high school. I mean, God, I remember with my first girlfriend, the one that I've chronicled before in the story that I told a while ago, which you can check back on the channel. It's in the playlist. That when we were in our lowest moments and she wanted to escape all of her family troubles, I would reassure her. This is how cringy I was as a teen, by the way. We were both literal children, that we just run away together to New Hampshire as soon as we turned 18. Who'd have fucking thought we wouldn't even make it there? But if you listen to the series on that, you'll know why. There was no fucking way we were making it there. So I've been interviewing for jobs in a similar field to what I've been doing because it pays well, it's full-time. Me being a shitty diabetic, type 1, with a broken pancreas, I need health insurance because I need to buy insulin and live. So I've been job searching, and I had my first ever over-the-phone interview. I have nailed every interview I've ever had, but it's always been in person. I've never had one over a video call, never had one over a phone call, but because of everything going on and the fact that it's hours away from me, I had to conduct an over-the-phone interview. And oh boy, did I bomb. Oh man, was it god awful. I am not used to interview questions that are basic. I have overanalyzed the thought of interviews so much that I come up with creative answers to creative questions. But when someone gives you nothing, you can't give them anything. You can only match it with an equal level of bland garbage. So when I'm asked, how do you deal with conflict? What do you do in this situation? I'm just like, I'm pretty level-headed and logical, so I really don't get into conflict. I avoid it where I can. I just think things through. I follow processes. I'm really a machine. That's because that's really how I work. But normally in interviews, I can pull something creative out. I can improv something interesting that makes me stand out. Over the phone, stuttering prick, piece of garbage. Everything was filled with filler words. You knows and know what I means and stuff like that. And I don't know why. It's weird because you would think, having a past of some level of social awkwardness, that on the phone you would be way better than you would be in person. In person, there's more pressure. You feel it more. You can't make eye contact. There are so many more dimensions there. Nope. All, for someone who claimed to be very logical, all logic out the window. I didn't get a call back after the interview. They said, oh, you seem qualified for this higher position, because they weren't offering me shit for pay, but that's a different story. And when I told them what I was expecting, they were like, oh, there's actually you have enough experience for a promotion to this. I'm going to email my colleague about it now, and I'll give you a call back at some point. And that was a few days ago. So I don't expect to get a call back. To be fair, and I'm not just bullshitting, I planned on turning it down anyway because of the pay. And they wanted 55 hours a week because how behind that. 55 hours at like burger, how it all comes back around. Burger flipping wages. No, I wouldn't even, for my current pay, I wouldn't do 55 hours. 40 makes me want to die. I'll skate by on 40. 40 to 45 is a little optional overtime. You get busier in seasons, whatever. Fine. There is no way in fuck I'm working 55 hours a week for nothing. I would be lower on the ladder than I am for so much more stress. And there's no way I'd be okay with that. No fucking way. And lastly, what else have I done? I went to my first comedy show last Thursday? Might have been. None of you know when I'm recording this, so you know I don't know why I'm trying to pinpoint on the fucking calendar where it was like you would care. But I went to my first comedy show, and I got to see the wonderful, amazing Colin Quinn. I took my father with me because I've known about Colin Quinn since I don't remember when his first ever appearance on Opie and Anthony was, but I'd been exposed to Opie and Anthony since I was 4 years old. So I more or less grew up hearing him. And it was so cool to see him in person because as much as I've never met any of the people from that show, it had a very big hand raising me. My dad was an obsessive pest, their fans were called. He was a mod for one of their fan sites, and I was constantly immersed in it. I mean, fuck's sake, I had a WoW sticker on the back of my big wheel. Like, it was, I have as many memories of moments from that show as I can recall memories with my parents when I was little, like an equal number. That is how, I don't know why I'm trying to drive the point home to you so much, but I got to see him. He was fucking hilarious. He was so good. And it's funny because he has a lot of history jokes and local references and things. And I'm an ex-history major, so I love that shit. I didn't actually expect it, even though I really should have, hearing everything I've heard from him. His opener, though, I'm not gonna give away his name, but Tim. He, I didn't mind him. He was okay. He was fairly average on the funny scale. But when I took my dad was next to me. He was no fan. I looked over and my dad wasn't even looking up. He wasn't smirking at anything the guy said. It was just, oof, it was painful. But as soon as Colin came on, he got more laughs in the first 30 seconds of his act than Tim did in his whole thing, his entire set. Which I do feel kind of bad. I didn't hate the guy. It wasn't that painful for me. It was just sort of, it just was what it was, and then it was over. But Colin was making, I think his opening joke, I won't give away anything from his actual set because you should go see him. It is so good to see in person. Especially I was like third row from the front in a tent outside, which actually that was his first comment. He was like, I never expected my career to end up here, in a tent under an overpass, because that's where the comedy club was, and everybody started rolling. He's like, I'm sure that's exactly what Robin Williams. Did I just say Roger Williams? Oh my god, I'm not editing that out. That's fucking hilarious. I am a fucking horse's ass. Robin Williams. Oh fuck. I should be executed. Anyways, I'm just gonna fucking abandon that whole thing. You know, that ends there. He was wonderful, and he is wonderful. I got to meet him afterwards in a crowd of people, and actually, I was wearing my Opie and Anthony T-shirt, the one with the. I should have worn it for this. Again, I'm an idiot. I didn't think of it ahead though. I'm trying to do this all off the top of my head and barely look at these notes. But it was the retro WoW sticker, but it looked faded, like it was old because, I mean, that promotion is very old. I mean, the show itself ended 8 years ago. So this is something they did in the late 90s, early 2000s, that WoW promotion. Most of you know it anyway, but actually, no, most of you probably don't. So I was wearing the shirt and I went up to him, and the first thing he did is when he was saying hi to me, he pointed and he was amazed. He was like, "Holy did you make that?" And I went, "No, I got it online." I didn't have the heart to tell him that I bought it from Opie's website. And I don't hate Opie, like everyone else does. I'll join. The jokes about him are funny at his expense. I will laugh at, just like I'll laugh at anybody from that show after that really ugly breakup. I will laugh at the jokes. I will make them. They are funny. Roasting him is funny, but I can't imagine actually hating the guy that fiercely. Like for real hating him. It's all in jokes. But I didn't have the heart because most people associated with the show hate his guts, and I didn't want to start it off bad. But I told him I'd heard him for ever. My dad was with me, so I was like, oh, thanks to Father of the Year over here. I'd heard them and heard you for years. Oh, this is my first comedy show I've ever been to. You were great, this and that. And I got a picture with him, which you can see on my Instagram. It was such a cool experience because I don't really get to meet that many people that I've more or less idolized. He quickly shot to the top of my list of favorite comedians just because of the experience of seeing him live. I've heard a million other people, especially from that circle of comics from that show, and they're incredible, but it is a different kind of experience, a different kind of exposure when you're around them. And I strongly recommend you go out of your way to see some of your favorite people live. If there are smaller shows, if you can do a meet and greet, I mean, you can get a pass with that. I know I bought tickets to Robert Kelly, another comedian from that circle, is going to be in my area sometime in August. I bought tickets for me and my dad, and I'm telling you, I have to try to meet him. I'm probably not going to wear my O&A shirt. I'm thinking about wearing my Chip shirt just to annoy him. Again, half of you probably don't know what I'm talking about, but those of you who do will love that. So yeah, I mean, just sort of a rundown of my week. I like trying to get these put out every other week, I'm thinking, because I want to give them a chance to gather whatever views they can. If I put them out every Friday, as soon as you do, the previous video kind of gets sidetracked. And that happened with my last one. My favorite episode I've recorded yet is Emasculation Across the Nation. I still push that one. And I released episode 9 the following Friday, and it pretty much stopped getting views. And I regret that so much. So I think I'm going to try to put these out every other Friday. That'll give me time to plan them out, maybe record multiple if I get to that point. I mean, of course, I'd love someday to be doing these live, but I need to gather some kind of audience to do that. And not that I don't appreciate you guys who are here. I do. I love the fact that anybody will listen to me ramble about boring dog shit. It means the world to me. It really does. Especially when I get your likes and subscribes and comments. That's your cue to do that right now, by the way. I need them, please. Holy fuck. Yeah, so you're going to be able to catch these every other Friday. So they're not all going to be hits. I'm going to try to make them all have some kind of substance or a lesson. I'm going to bullshit with you guys like I'm doing today sometimes, or I might actually have a topic I want to tackle. If any of you have any questions or something you want me to talk about, comment away, message me on any of the social media things. I mean, I really do want some level of audience participation because I like the whole vibe I'm going for is a hangout. I like bullshitting with people. I don't have to be the center of attention. I don't have to totally conduct this orchestra around me. And I don't like to always tell stories. I really do just want to come in, sit with people. Hopefully, pretty soon, hopefully, I'm going to try to get some people on this with me because I would love to actually have someone have a conversation with and not a camera lens directly in front of me. I'm a lot better in conversation when I have something or someone to bounce off of. But I'm going to start doing that. And I'm very appreciative of all of you who are along for the ride. I might continue doing these with video if the lighting is as bad in the final product and as blurry as it is right now in the screen I'm looking at. Might go to audio until I can get something set up. I mean, I turn the lights out to try to go with the whole, lovely night for it. Oh, this is totally always at night and it's never light out when I record these. It's just a late night hangout. Well, apparently I have more experimenting to do with that. But you'll be able to stick around if you subscribe and see more of that. See the evolution. Someday we're going to come back to these early single digit, or maybe this is double. Is this episode 10? This might be double digit. These early, regardless, podcasts. And we are going to look back, and if there's any justice in the world, if I have any shot in the fucking dark to actually get this off the ground, we will be making fun of the very things we're talking about today, a few years down the road. Ladies and gentlemen, I love you. Thank you for showing up, and I will see you later.